Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at Toxtricity EX. You may remember this card from one of our Sibling Sunday episodes that we featured on this channel before with the Wheel of Pain, and you'll know my sister's opinion of this deck, well this card in particular. She did not enjoy it. So I thought, well, why don't I try and make it, a little bit more better in some ways, like add more to the deck that at least, can maybe make it a bit more consistent in the meta. So that's what I've gone off and done. So as per usual, in the description below, there's going to be the usual links to the deck list, which is also available to copy in the description below. There are the games that we'll play, and of course the outro and what I think of the deck. So for those that don't remember this card from the Sibling Sunday episodes, or perhaps you didn't watch it, I'd recommend go watching those videos. They're really fun to make. Toxtricity EX is a Stage 1 260 HP fighting type. Obviously, Toxtricity is normally a lightning type in terms of its, it's dark lightning most of the time anyway. And of course, it is one of those Pokemon that, well, it actually, I think it depends on, because I know there's different, Toxtricity forms. I think it depends on the form. I don't quite remember. I've not played the game where this guy is featured in a while. But of course, we do have two attacks. We have the Knocking Hammer for 70, discard the top card of your opponent's deck, not too relevant. And then the main attack, Gaia Punk for 270, discard 3 lightning energy from your Pokemon. So of course, the whole idea of this deck, and of course the whole idea of this list, is we want to be doing exactly that. We want to be turboing Gaia Punk, and of course keeping energy in play at all times. Now, of course, we don't just play Toxtricity as our main attacker, or at least our own way to attack, in a way. We, of course, do have other attackers in this list. We're playing my trusty friend, Tapu Koko. Of course, we all know that I like this card a lot. We are playing one copy of Iron Hands, because, well, if you're playing a Miraidon deck, you're kind of obligated to playing Iron Hands, at least one copy. And we are playing Zeraora in here as well. Zeraora can help us in those tough matchups where we're dealing with 210 HP Pokemon like Latias or Fez, and to be honest, it's just a useful single prize attacker that we can at least use in that regard. But like I said, we are playing the Magneton. Now, one important thing to note, which my sister did misplay in that video, Magneton cannot charge a Toxtricity. It has to go to Lightning Pokemon. So we can use it to power up Iron Hands in the late game. I did debate putting a Zekrom in here as well, and I think you should. But we can obviously use it to power up various different attackers in the late game. We can, of course, evolve Discharge to a Toxel and then evolve it into a Toxtricity in that regard. But still, that's something to bear in mind. We're then also playing the Tynamo and Electric engine just to keep energy in play at all times. Very useful card to have in general. And of course, it can power up a bench Toxel and also a bench Toxtricity should it come to it. But honestly, it's been pretty fun to play this deck. We're obviously playing Latias, Fez, Bloodmoon, and of course Squawk. But I do think if I was to make a change to this list, I would try and squeeze the Zekrom in here. So let's go to the deck list and let's have a look. And welcome to the deck list. So I've basically took what my Mega Manectric build was. And well, that's sort of what I've gone with. Like, I've just gone with a similar vibe to that because, well, it seemed to work and, well, I've added in the Zeraora just as an extra attacker, which can obviously come up, and is actually quite easy to set up in this list thanks to the double Electric and Magneton. But the whole idea, of course, is we want to be going into Toxtricity and using its Gaia Punk attack, and of course, fighting type coverage is pretty relevant at the minute anyway. So, of course, we're playing a 2-2 line of the Toxel Toxtricity. Obviously, Gaia Punk can one-shot a Mega Kangaskhan with very little issue. Obviously, we don't play a way to deal with Mega Absol in one hit, so we would have to go around it, but that's not a big deal. We can deal with that, which is why also I think a Zekrom cannon needs to go in this list. Then, of course, we're playing a 2-2 Electric line, 2 Miraidons, 1 Magnemite and 1 Magneton, 1 Iron Hands, 1 Latias, 1 Bloodmoon Ursaluna, 1 Fez, 1 Squawk, 1 Tapu Koko, 1 Zeraora. Then for our supporters, we're playing 4 Lillies, 3 Arven, 3 Boss, 4 Electric Generator, 4 Nest Ball, 3 Ultra Ball, 1 Prime Catcher, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Super Rod, 1 Air Balloon, 1 Powerglass, 1 Bravery Charm, and of course, in the typical fashion, 14 Lightning Energy. Obviously, we are playing a lot of ways to recover our Lightning Energy to obviously keep going for Gaia Punk. Obviously, against certain decks, i.e. the Mega Absol deck, we don't really want to be using... well, we can obviously take out the Kangaskhan, which would be quite nice. But obviously, in order to take out the Absol, we're going to need to double hit it, which, you know, they can just then go for the Doom period or whatever, Terminal period, sorry. But that does mean if, of course, we can get it going, we could Iron Hands it. Because obviously 270, if they double Monkey and they have the Bravery Charm and we bounce... Well, we don't have a way to bounce Stadium, so if they have the Stadium, it's kind of bad. But if we hit them for 270, even with a Bravery Charm and they don't have the Stadium, we could amp it for 4 prizes. So we do at least have something to think about. But ideally, we want to be focusing down their Kangaskhan's anyway. And of course, Toxtricity does go through Cornerstone as well. So if they try and store a Cornerstone, we can obviously gust that and or just deal with it with Gaiapunk. So hopefully we can get this deck to work, because it's been decently working okay in testing. And let's get to it. And welcome to the first game. This is going to be an interesting one. If we run into the Tord deck, I'm not hugely worried. But it's if they have the Stadium plus Bravery Charm, could be a potential issue. That's the only, like as I've said, if we can hit the Absol with Gaiapunk, and then they obviously do their terminal period and stuff like that, we could deal with it. But it's only if they don't have the Stadium, because if we don't play a Stadium bump in here, which, you know, that is something to consider, and obviously something to add, but we could be okay in that regard. Okay, we can start the Tynamo. I will put down the Tapu Koko as well. And they're going first. Iron Hands, okay. This could be some sort of electric deck. Let's see what we're up against. There's a Nest Ball, probably going to be for a Miraidon. We do actually have the type advantage here. Obviously, Toxtricity being a fighting type as part of its Terra, so shall we say, transformation, could be pretty useful. It's Mega Manectric. This should be a good matchup for us. Very good matchup, in fact. Because, like I say, we can one-shot the Mega Manectric with Gaiapunk. So we do have an advantage in this matchup. There's Bloodmoon. Not too worried about you at the minute, matey. I will say much. So we'll go ahead and grab our Squawk. Obviously, we can get back the Toxtricity. I'm not too worried. Get the Squawk and Squawk. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that's not particularly great. So our Nest Ball. We could grab the Latias, which would be fine. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I can grab Fez, actually. Because I can retreat into... Well, then again, do I want the Iron Hands down? I don't think I do. I'll Night Stretcher back to Lightning Energy, at the very least. I think it's actually safe to just retreat into the Koko pass. Because at least Koko can free retreat, and of course we can potentially find something if Koko's knocked out. But no, this should be an alright matchup for us. I mean, like I say, we have the Gaiapunk into the Mega Manectric, so we can one-shot it. Obviously, they can one-shot us, but, well, that's pretty standard. And yeah, they're playing a pretty similar engine, which makes complete sense. Ultra Ball... They've not got a retreat option, though. That's the only thing they don't have. So we could potentially punish this. If they don't have a way to get this Iron Hands out the active, we could start swinging with Link Lightning and start punishing this. Generator. Okay, that's fine. What's your last card in hand? Iono, that's completely fine with me, Chief. I will take that. They need to find a way to get this Iron Hands out of the active, though. Because if they don't, I'm just going to start swinging into it. And start taking a prize lead. That's pretty good, though. And yeah, I'm just going to start swinging in with this Iron Hands, I think. So I'll Air Balloon the Fez, because at least that can be useful. Nest Ball. I think I might grab another Toxel, and I think I will. So then attach to the Koko and Lilies. We need a generator, ideally. Ah, that is not a generator. Of course it isn't. Okay, well, we'll do that at least. Force more out of him, because obviously 200 would take us out with Rider's Blasting. So that's my thought process, is we can at least force a little bit more out of them. We can force them to get rid of all their energy. Rather annoying, though, that we can't seem to find any generators. Like, we've seen none so far, which is concerning. And yeah, they can't even get the Iron Hands out. That's really good for us. There's another electric, so I'll attach to the Toxel and Lilies again. I was going to say, where's a generator? I need one. I'll attach to you. Evolve to Toxtricity. Obviously, this is a slight misplay, and I've just realised that, but it's fine. We can go UU. It doesn't really matter, because like, we can recover our other one with Night Stretcher. And we'll go for a Link Lightning, take out the Iron Hands. There goes that. And that is that one dealt with. There's an Arven, so we can grab the Night Stretcher. So we could easily take out this Manectric. Easily. But let's see what happens. There's an Ultra Ball. There goes Squawk and a Lightning, that's fine. Another Mega Manectric, that's fine. Like I say, we are forcing more out of them. We are forcing them to use as blasting, and they have to discard their energy. That's fine. Because at least we get Fez draw as well. So we should be able to take out this Manectric this turn. Okay, so first of all, we're going to bench this Tynamo. Then, we're going to Ultra Ball away the hands on one of the Miraidons. We can then grab... I'll grab the Electric for next turn. So we can Arven. My freaking thing's prized. Okay, that's... It's not a major deal. It's just slightly annoying. I didn't realise my Night Stretcher was prized, but it's okay. We can deal with that. We can prime the Electric. In fact, no, we could actually... Yeah, we can prime the Electric, hit it with Knocking Hammer, and then potential... And then again, no, our thing is prized, isn't it? So we can't risk that. Okay. Shit. What's a better solution, actually? We could. Let's then with Generator first, see what we get. Okay, that is fine. We'll put it there, because at least we have that as a retreat option. We could... Let's think. We could prime this and then boss the Manectric later. See, the only problem is with that is they just need to switch out, which they'll play Air Balloons. They'd be daft not to. I'll just retreat into Tynamo, I think. Obviously, the Manectric has free retreat, but let's see what happens. If I'd have known my Night Stretcher was prized, which I probably should have prize checked, then we wouldn't have risked that. Oh no, it's in the discard pile. So we've got to hope we don't lose this Tox then. Just got to hope he doesn't have boss, I guess. But given how quickly he promoted that Manectric, I'm going to assume he does. There's a generator. That's good. I'm going to assume he has boss. No, he has research though. But he hasn't played an A-Spec yet, which I would suspect would be Prime Catcher. It's probably the better A-Spec for this deck. He can't counter Catcher, which is good. Flash Ray does obviously keep his energy in play, but then I just bring up this Tox and one-shot it, so we could be okay here. Let's see what he does. Tandem unit to thin, that's fine. So we're going to need to keep this Prime Catcher around, because we're going to need to charge up Miraidon, I think, in this game. And there we go, that's the Tynamo down, that's fine. Because we're going to need Miraidon for Prime Catcher for game. Okay, so we'll bench the Miraidon now. Tandem unit. Well, not tandem unit, Dynamotor. You know what I meant. Attach to Tox. Fez for 3. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll play the Arven just a thin. That's good. Let's get Miraidon charged up. And yeah, we will Gaia Punk for 540. Like I said, my misplay didn't help, but it's not that big of a deal. I can get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. So that's a 3-prize turn there. Let's just hope they don't hand disrupt us. I don't think these decks typically play Iono. Let's see what happens. The misplay definitely didn't help, but it's fine. I forgot, to be honest, that I squawked away the Night Stretcher. But hopefully he doesn't have hand disruption and we can go for Prime Catcher for game. Because we can just attach a Lightning Energy to Miraidon, prime up whatever we like, and then we win. Fingers crossed anyway. Oh, he's got the Iono. God damn it. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. But we do still have a high counter boss in the deck. Never mind. We just need an energy, but of course we have that with the electric. These don't typically play Iono, so I was a bit caught off guard there, but we still have game. It's fine. It's not a problem. Riotous Blasting. Take out the Tox. We could promote the Fez. We have game. Promote the Fez. I'm not going to waste this guy. In fact, we don't even need to do that. We just attach. Boss. And Photon Blaster for game. Definitely did get a bit squeaky bum time there, but that was mainly due to my misplay. But hey, I'll take it. That's a win for Toxtricity EX. Let's go on to game 2. And welcome back to game 2. I'm looking forward to this one. Let's see how we do, because like I say, that misplay could have cost us game there, but thankfully it didn't. We got quite lucky there, I will admit. Like I say, not playing much recovery. I'll be honest, I just forgot that I discarded the Night Stretcher, but it's not that big of a deal. And we're going first. I'll take that. That's fine with me. Tynamo start, not the best, but it'll do, Chief. It'll do. Wonder what we're facing, though. Let's see what we are facing. Goldengo. Okay, that's not the worst. So Nest Ball, we've got our Iron Hands in there. That's good. We might as well grab the Latias as well. I don't think I need to squawk this hand. Like, genuinely, I don't think I do. So, Tandem Unit. We'll grab the hands. And we'll grab a Toxel. Generator. Just the one. That's fine. We'll attach it to the hands. Attach turn. Pass. We're at least threatening a very early Iron Hands, which normally, as I've said before with my Miraidon decks, I don't get the chance to use Iron Hands much. Because, you know, you're always whiffing on your generator, even if it's just like one on your generators or whatever. Brock Scouting. That's not common in Dengo. Are you playing Joldengo? Because this could get ugly if it is. You are playing Joldengo. Okay. That's what I call it. I don't call it cash in hand like Joe from Omnipoke's channel does. I call it Joldengo. Let's see what happens. They're grabbing hands, which I don't agree with. I don't think grabbing hands here is correct. They need to grab Pikachu. Pikachu is a really problematic card for us in this matchup. But, like I say, we could just go attach Lilies and hopefully get a generator for 1. And we can start attacking with our Iron Hands. Alright, pretty good start so far. Well, let's deal with the Tandem Unit first. So we'll go for... Zeraora doesn't come up in this matchup, because obviously they mainly play 220s. Tapu Koko could be nice. I think... We'll just grab another Tynamo. And then Lilies. Give us a generator, please. That is not a generator. We could do that, I guess. We could go into hands and get an arm press off at least. Cut off his draw. That's something we can at least do. Yeah, you can jolt and charge all day long, mate. I've got the attach amp in hand. I will just go for this Gimme Ghoul. And if you leave this Joltik in the active, I'll definitely go for that. Okay, there's the Goldengo, that's fine. Tandem unit. See, I like Joldengo as a deck. It's a really solid deck. Has a lot of potential. It kind of fell off the radar, though, recently, I will say. I've got it built IRL. I've not took it to a locals yet. Turo, okay. Interesting maneuver there. Very interesting maneuver. I suppose it's to try and stop my Iron Hands doing anything, which, you know, that makes sense. But they can't really do a lot. Like, their hand is quite small. Unless they have all energy in their hand, they cannot take out this Iron Hands. And even then, I will just boss their hands and start amping it, you know? Yeah, I don't think this is a correct move, my friend. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to touch the hands, boss their hands, and just hit it with amp. Technically, the correct one to do is arm press and then amp in case they play a charm, which not all of them do, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. There's a Vessel. There's the Pikachu that you should have benched. Coin bonus. Unless he plays 2 Turo, he's not getting this Iron Hands out of the active. There's a Lightning Energy. Please tell me that's just a pass, because that would be funny. Because then we can amp for free prizes. See, that's why I should have gone for the arm press, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Gives us more chance to set up, if anything. So we'll get rid of these 2. We will grab ourselves a Electric. Because now we can just start setting up our board. I'm not really worried about the fact that I should have played on, we used arm press there. So we'll grab a Charm of our own, and we'll grab a Generator. Charm the hands. Generator. Attach to you. Dynamotor. To the Toxel. We'll just do amp again. Like I said, definitely should have gone for the arm press then amp, and to be honest, I should have seen this coming, but I don't play a charm in my Joldengo list, I don't think, so that's why I didn't do it. But I'd have to double check. He doesn't have a whole lot going for him right now, which is fine. Tool Scrapper. You could scrapper your own Bravery Charm, I guess, if you want. Please do, I'll gladly take the prizes. No, he's just going to get rid of my Powerglass, because he's rude. Oh well. We can even Dynamotor to the Miraidon this next turn. And yep, it's just a pass. Oh dear. Okay, Dynamotor. Set up the Miraidon. And amp for 3 prizes. Down goes the hands. We will take 3. We would have done that a turn sooner, but it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. Here comes the Dengo. That's fine. Obviously, Toxtricity could one-shot a Goldengo as well, so it's pretty useful to have in this matchup. You know, we don't have to, like, go around the Goldengo most of the time. We can at least go into the Toxel. Well, we can go into the Latias, free retreat, and stuff like that. Plus, we actually have game with Miraidon if he picks up the Iron Hands. So let's see what he does. He can definitely take out the Iron Hands, but like I said, I'd ideally want to finish him off with the Toxtricity, if I can, of course. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, we've had a pretty good couple of games so far. We're doing pretty okay. I mean, other than the minor misplay of not going for arm press, it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. you know, we at least have something going for us. Here comes Miraidon. Do they have the Vit Band? No, they have the boss, though. That is fine. That's fine with me, Chief. I'll promote the Lati. And draw for turn. Well, we don't even need to Nest Ball for you, do we? Flip the script. There's an Arven. We can Arven for these two. Ultra Ball away these two. We might as well grab the star of the show. Evolve. Free Retreat. And Gaia Punk for game. For 540 damage. Not going to waste the guy's time. I'm just going to get him off the active. It doesn't matter. And that's game. Nice easy win against Joldengo. That's the only thing about Joldengo. It's a little bit slower than a standard Goldengo. And we definitely took advantage of that thanks to Iron Hands. So, let's go to game 3. That went pretty smoothly, I think. So, let's see if we can keep the ball rolling. We've done quite well so far with Toxtricity. As well, of course, it is a G-Block card, which I forgot to mention in the intro part. It is a G-Block card, so we can at least, you know, use that to our advantage. It was one of the few cards that I kept around as like a, you know, it can do something. So that's sort of why I kind of kept it around, because, well, I kept this deck list around. I'd been working on it for some time, and then obviously with all the other, like, mega decks and things like that, I pushed it aside, I'll be honest. But now it seems to be doing pretty okay. Okay, we'll start the Tynamo. I think they were going first. It's Lucario. This is where I would love to have Zekrom in the list, but sadly we do not. Riolu, attach. Air Balloon, pass. Okay, that's fine. There's a boss. We could get this quite early. In fact, no, it's correct to Miraidon first. We've only got one Miraidon, but that's fine. You'll see what I'm doing. And you'll like what I'm doing, because that's why I keep this card in the list. So, Generator? Oh, you're joking me. We've just whiffed it. We needed an energy off that. Okay, we'll bench the Magnemite. Lilies. Could get Prime, though, off of this. No, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. So we'll go for a Generator. We don't really have a way to one-shot a Lucario, which is concerning in this matchup. Powerglass to Toxel. I don't know why I put the Lightning Energy here. That's fine, we got away with it. And just immediately swing with Link Lightning. If only we got the Generator hit, we would have been able to boss this and take it out and send it far behind us. That's why I played the Tapu Koko, so we can actually do that, but they're probably going to get Lucario now, which is a problem. And will probably bite us. There's Nest Ball. They're probably going to grab Fez here. Like I said, we don't really play a way to one-shot a Lucario. Even if we had what's-his-face, Zekrom, we would struggle still. Because we'd have to wait until he's on his last prizes. There's an Iono. He's probably going to find a Lucario now. That's so bad for us. Oh, and there's the Prime. Rub it in the face now, why not? There's Lunatone. Just gotta hope he doesn't have it. And he's got it, of course he does. Fuck. Okay, this is bad. Because even Aura Jab can take us out and he can set up his board, but he has, like, you can also Mega Brave, it's not the end of the world. Oh, this is bad. This is fairly bad. See, we can't even Thunder Raid. We'd have to get really lucky to Thunder Raid this and then hit it with Iron Hands. Okay. Well, we'll bench the Zeraora anyway, because it's always useful to have it. We've got 2 energy in the discard pile. See, I could prime the Riolu. Bring up the Tynamo. And then Lilies. See what we get. We get absolutely nothing off of that. Jeez. Alright, well, I'm just going to attach to Zeraora and pass. This feels so bad. Whiffing on that turn 1 Tapu Koko has just hit us so hard. We struggle in this matchup because of no Zekrom. And of course, they could just knock us out with... why are they doing that? Are you hand-thinning or something? You don't need it to take out the Tynamo. You just need to attack with Accelerating Stab. It's fighting weak. Oh, this is so bad for us. I mean, like I say, we can go for Thunder Raid, hit this, and then potentially amp it for 4 prizes, but by the time we do that, it just, you know, we're not in a good position. And if we left Latias up, he just goes for Mega Brave and takes another 2 prizes, so this was the correct solution. Oh, boy. Why do we get the worst luck? And he has the boss. And he's going to take out the Toxel. No! Oh. I mean, that does give us Dynamotor, but more Dynamotor fuel, but still. Yeah, that's the end of us, unfortunately. We can't do anything there. But still, 2 wins and a loss against our worst matchup by a country mile. I will take it. It's just typical. Whenever you get on a good roll, PTCG Live's just like, yep, you know what? Let's give you your worst matchup, and that'll be that. But no, even though this is a G-Block card, which I did forget to mention in the intro part, and obviously this is part of what I've wanted to be doing for a little bit now, Toxtricity does seem to be pretty okay. I mean, obviously it's still a bit clunky, because obviously you can't use the Magneton on it. And obviously it does have a hefty 2 retreat cost, which of course Latias can't help you with. Obviously you can play Air Balloon, which we did, but obviously ideally you want the Powerglass on it, which is why I included it. But yeah, I think this card definitely does have some use to it. You know, it definitely does have, you know, a good chance at what it can deal with. But obviously it does struggle into the big boys like Dragapult, Charizard, things like that. But that's sort of why I think you need a Zekrom in this list if you're going to take it any further. But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to leave it all to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing Toxtricity EX, and I will see you next time.